Okay, we filled the diesel exhaust fluid. We have also taken a peek underneath the truck to see what components are there and the after treatment process of the diesel exhaust. And now I have a little picture for you. I've also sent you some links to look at, and we're going to take a walk through some of that. So we have our Dirty D Duramax up here. It's our 6.6. We have our inlet for the exhaust. We have a knock sensor. We have a temperature sensor. We have a diesel exhaust catalyst. It's like a catalytic converter. It's going to remove our hydrocarbons and carbon monoxide. We have a temperature sensor on the other side of that. We have a diesel exhaust injector that goes here for our diesel exhaust fluid. So we put our DEF in here when needed. We have our selective catalyst reduction in the front part of this unit that's underneath the truck. The second part of that unit is the diesel particulate filter. And then we have our tailpipe going out. In the tailpipe, we have an area so air can come in here so that this guy blows out a little bit cooler than it normally would, especially if it's in a regen, because we could reach temperatures of like 1100 degrees here. So when it's leaving, it could actually get very hot out the end. So we try to keep that somewhere around 500. But if we do a stationary regen, we have to be careful that we're not buying anything. So we come out, we have our little converter here. We put in a little bit of diesel exhaust fluid as needed. Mixes inside here. Any particulates are caught here, then it leaves. So this sensor is actually sensing what kind of pressure is on both sides of this, what the pressure drop is. So if we get too much pressure in front of this compared to what's behind that, that's when we actually have to do a regen. So on the Duramax, what they do is in the right cylinder head, right before the exhaust, they put a fuel injector in there. It's on the low side, pressure side, and we just started injecting fuel into that. Similar to what would happen on a catalytic converter on a car, if we put raw fuel inside a catalytic converter, it will start getting very hot and it can actually melt down. That's when we actually destroy catalytic converters. Misfire. You have on your dash a flashing check engine light, means you're in danger of actually losing that catalytic converter. So in this, we add a little bit of fuel purposely to raise that temperature. We get the temperature high enough, we can actually clear this soot. We're going to remove any particulates or soot out of this. It'll turn to ash very fine. And these act similar to like a filter. You know, it only has a lifespan on it. But this whole system allows us to run a vehicle that's kind of like an ultra low emissions vehicle that is suitable for California emissions. So people talk, you know, take it off, get rid of it. We're really not burning that much fuel. And as you've noticed, I told you when I did the video, the earlier video, no matter how much diesel exhaust fluid I ever put in or how long I seem to wait, I always put too much in. I'm always worried that I may run out, so I'm always topping it off, when in reality, I'm really not using that much diesel exhaust fluid. Okay, hope that is some sort of help. We have another knock sensor here. We have our knock sensor up here. What else do we got in here? We're going to remove our NOx, oxides of nitrogen. That's the purpose of this guy. And our soot comes out of here, hydrocarbons are coming out of there, we clean up the exhaust. Okay?